Hello, fellow watchers and enjoyers. Ash and Piggy here from Watching Walford bring you yet another edition of the podcast of the same name. It's episode number 34, and we're covering all of the episodes from the 22nd of August 2023 all the way to the 24th. Now, Piggy, you don't ask, but I'm going to tell you anyways. The storylines we're going to be focusing are... We're going to have a bit of like a snappy little bit to start to the podcast as we're going through some of the smaller sub-stories of this week. That being Anna finding her mum and sending her a cheeky little text. Phil and Alfie's dynamic just continuing as Alfie continues more tests. And Yolande's ex shows up. Anton and Patrick have a bit of a standoff. Isn't that lovely? And for the main stories... we have Eve tries to kill Kaz. Kaz being the woman who murdered Eve's twin. And Stacy sends Theo away, which will lead into our final story, that being Peter Beale is back on the square. And Cindy's back too. But before we get started with the show, Piggy, how is it going, mate? How you doing?
It's going. I'm going to talk more about it, but the best thing I loved about this week's EastEnders is Ian Beale doing that mother trick. Yeah, but I give birth to you, and Ian's like, "Oh, I had a heart attack. Why are you going back? I had a heart attack." Did you know I had a heart attack? It's like Peter could be having a shite, and Ian's like, "Did you know I had a heart attack?"
Yeah. It's like, did you ever have those people who would like be like, "Oh, getting kicked in the balls isn't like hard." You know, and it's just like a bunch of women who, teenagers who just don't know. So the girls will just kick the boys in the fucking nads and then be like, "I don't know why you're upset. We give birth."
I don't know. Maybe I think the pain the woman would have is either giving birth or an implant bursted, like a nipple bursted. I'd assume it would be like that pain.
I mean, I'm still not saying that getting kicked in the balls is like worse than fucking pregnancy, because a lot of lads who do talk about, "Oh yeah, I'd get fucking kicked in the balls. Me, I could give birth." And it's like, mate, you get upset when a slightly large poo comes out of your bum. You're not pushing out a fucking human child.
Exactly.
I've actually got
everyone who, whoever.
Sorry, I've got a really fun story that buckles me.
Okay, go on.
About. Alright, so as I just said, there was a lot of girls kicking guys in the balls and going, "I don't understand why you're upset." And so there was one of my mates, James, who, he was an absolute fucking nerd.
You still talk to him?
No, but he's a cool guy. Much better than me. So
I'll start a podcast with him.
He was a big like nerd, you know, that smart kid, the guy who like goes to like fucking Oxford and studies like computer science or like just science and shit. You know, the one poised for good things. Not the most social. Definitely only really found himself chatting with the lads. But there was also this other girl who was called Beth, who for some reason just kept on kicking him in the fucking balls, like without fail. And he just, each time he got so much angrier. Like, and so it all came ahead when we were in France, I believe, where she went and kicked him in the balls. He's trying to enjoy his little fucking holiday in France, just chilling. And he just absolutely snaps and absolutely twats her in the fucking fanny 3 times as hard as he possibly could. Which, you know, and he was obviously still fuming. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, James, why would you do that?" And they just like, "What's these double standards then? Kick me in the balls, but I can't kick you in the fucking fanny. Fuck off." Storming out. All the girls are trying to fucking hunt him down, just furious. And, you know, all we did was just like, Well, absolutely buckled beyond belief. Obviously, it's not nice, but fundamentally, don't kick someone in the balls multiple times and expect them to not just decide, you know what, fuck you, I've had enough. Bosh. 3 times in the fanny. Yes, there we are. It's a cheeky little anecdote for the podcast.
I thought when you said like when she kicked him in the balls, he just turned around like just headbutted her. Douche. Sit down. No, you're a fucking roll. The man.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not even sure she also got punched on that trip as well. Like like another guy just had enough and just said, "Poor." You know, not condoning hitting anyone, but sometimes it can be I don't hit people. I don't fight people. I'm not going to act like I accept it.
Look. Unless you're consenting to being kicked in the balls, that's CBT, ball torture.
Exactly.
And if you're consenting to it, that's fine. But if a woman comes up to you and kicks you in the bollocks, and you don't get horny from it, you just get pain, you have the right to punch her in the face. So.
Well, an eye for an eye.
A bollock for a
fanny.
For an eye. But yeah, how am I doing? I'm doing good. A lovely way to start the podcast. Believing in violence.
I mean, initially I was intent on this being like a very snappy podcast, but you got me talking, Piggy.
Oh, sorry. I'm doing good. Of course, people who know me, I'm going to All In with Ferg. We probably will be doing a review of All In. So if you want, you know, pictures and shit, probably go to Pigs and Fergs. To peel back the curtain, we are planning, me and Ash and Slater, who is a friend of ours. They run the channel as well. They don't. We might be starting a wrestling channel, and I might convince them to do All in London, and we will see. But yeah.
I suppose nothing will change about Watching Walford though. This is This is pretty much unlock. We've done it for nearly 9 months now, and we've had no real problems getting it done on a weekly basis. No changes. Yeah. Still going to get this podcast, a classic podcast. Been doing some. I scripted a video earlier in the week about Mark Fowler and the tragic story of the character and the actor. Just sent that off. Since Talking Walford, here mate, have a cheeky look. You're significantly better at writing than me. So what would you suggest? Yeah, and potentially a video about scrapped storylines. That's in the research process. Got a bunch of links and sources. So who the fuck knows? Anyway, continue, Piggy.
I wanna be on that video if you don't mind. Not the Mark Fowler one, the scrap storylines. Because I'm intrigued by scrap storylines. Like the one I know of, and I don't know if it's bloody true. But there was supposed to be an IRA bombing in like 1980s EastEnders.
Yes. Well, essentially, they did that at the time. I'm sure we'll do something about it. I still want to do that video slightly separately just to test a new format. But we'll do something else about scrapped storylines. But yeah, I'm 90% sure when the executive producer got changed over from Smith and Holland, they immediately decided to, like, basically when they changed the guards, Smith and Holland left. The new guy went, I think his name was like Ian Dullop or some shit. That's apparently a British art critic. I don't know who the fuck it was. And yes, he wanted to do an IRA storyline in the 1980s. And it never happened. Because they went, what the fuck are you doing, mate? What are you even trying to go for here? I think they were also supposed to kill off Pete Beale.
Oh.
But they went, nah, Pete Beale's been in from the start. Why the fuck would he get rid of him?
But you didn't have to kill anyone off. You could have just had the bombing, and people will be slightly injured.
Yeah, but you know, well, I'm pretty sure that guy didn't last long. So,
like looking back at it, it would be funny, like because there's two different ways you take an IRA bombing. From a perspective, you have the Irish perspective and / Northern Irish. I think you have the British perspective. And knowing the British people, they'll be like, "This was a fucking terrorist attack. This is like if a cargo jet plane hit the Twin Towers, which will never happen. This is like that, because that's how the British will view it." And then Northern Ireland be like, "Yeah, we did it," and we'll just be like, "Well, you're British, so whoopsie." I would have loved to see.
I've read a slight bit more. First, apparently Pete Beale was going to die in 1985. He was going to die after Christmas. But obviously he stayed on the show till, I believe, 93. But yeah, in 1989, when Mike Gibbon took control of the, like, when he took control of the show, he essentially kind of, it seems like he hired someone to fucking write terrible storylines and just get people booted. Because also there was Pauline was apparently supposed to die. The IRA bombing in '89. Stephen Beale was supposed to die too. Like, man alive. Yeah, it went a bit wild when they changed the guard.
Was he the same guy who brought in the Mitchells, or was that a different writer?
Nah, different writer. This guy lasted. He was like a producer for a couple of years, but he didn't actually stay as like the main boss.
I would have. Of course, the only like scrap storyline that I kind of know of is, of course, that Dirty Den was supposed to stay until about 2006.
Yeah.
Or 7. And then, of course, the Finger in the Mouth came out and they were like, "Yeah, we can keep Jimmy Savile. He done nothing wrong. But you, Dan, you have to go."
Also, apparently... oh, God. Apparently Mike Gibbon called for at least 10 long-running characters to die to boost ratings.
Who are they? Who are the 10 characters?
Well, I'd imagine it was Pauline, Pete, and I know the others aren't named.
Oh.
But yeah, fucking hell. That's absolutely wild shit. Great though. Yeah, will definitely be some videos on scrap storylines. It's too interesting to dig into.
Yeah, isn't there one more where like they were supposed to do a baby swap and then Madeleine McCann ruined the storyline?
They were supposed to. Mad May, the doctor, was supposed to kidnap Dawn Swan's baby, but yeah, Madeleine McCann had been nabbed. They also did like a baby cot death where Ronnie Mitchell's baby died, and then she went and stole Kat's child. And like, just like, "Oh yeah, it's mine." And then it got like 60,000 complaints, and they went, let's not do this. It was supposed to go on for like over a year. One of the largest ones, I think, is an interesting one, is that essentially there was a family that nobody really remembers. I think they were introduced in like 2001, 2002. It was called the Ferreira family. I don't know if I'm saying that right. No characters there really kind of sticked about whatsoever. Yeah, it was 2003 or so. Where is the dad? Essentially, their dad was a massive piece of work and would have been set to abuse them all, pretty much. And he was supposed to essentially basically, you know how Den died in 2005, right? Where
Yes.
all of the women he haunted, essentially his entire, like, all of his children were set to go ahead and just murder him and, like, cover it up. But unfortunately, the actor just got straight up just deported on the spot. Like, I'm pretty sure he was on set and they went, sorry mate, your paperwork's dodgy, you're gone. So they had to they had to very quickly write in, I think, like a kidney failure storyline. And yeah, a lot of the members of the family were just dead or just gone. I believe it says something like Johnny Allen just went, all of you out. But yeah, that's a decent amount of scrap storylines. That's enough to get you to keep all of you going. Like I said, hopefully, if I get the time, we'll be going to, well, do a video on it. So yeah. Anything else, Biggie? You didn't ask how I was doing.
I was getting to that, but just like the IRA bombing, I blew myself away. So yeah, my week's been good. Of course, going to All In, and this channel is staying the same. Nothing will change, except maybe we might get new writers in who will write for us, and Ash will suddenly become black, and I'll just become Mexican, and no one will bat an eye, and yeah. So yeah, how have you been?
It's alright. As I said off camera, been a bit restless lately. Kind of feeling quite unfulfilled as such. I want like a big cool project to be doing. And this is a cool project, and I'm enjoying the stuff I'm doing here. Like I said, scripted video for the first time in fucking years. So it's good. It's just in a bit of like a weird little transitional period where I'm just a bit restless. But hey, that's fine. It'll go.
Yeah, and if you want a sneak peek of what, if anyone who watches this is a wrestling fan, if you want a sneak peek at our first ever show that we will be reviewing on the wrestling channel, we will might link it in the description whenever it becomes available.
Yeah.
A famous announcement happens after the show, so yeah, stay tuned.
Exactly.
They have conquered them. They've compromised them, I should say, isn't it?
Compromise.
After one, and put an end to them.
But yeah, so let's keep it snappy though. Let's go from there. Let's go from A to B. No transitions for these needed, as we will just be talking about the sub-story. So let's go ahead and talk about Anna finding a mum. Obviously, she thinks she's found Rose. But what everybody else knows, the dramatic irony, it's like a fucking pantomime. She's over there. She's got another family. Essentially, the private investigator goes to her and says, yo, this is your mum's number. She's used it. She's been using it. She's alive. And this kind of leads to Anna being like, guys, I have Rose's number.
What the fuck?
And then, like, George is like, yeah, that's one she always used. And they're like, why the fuck didn't you tell us? And he's like, well, I've been calling her all these years. You know, like, it's like, I didn't want to give you false hope. You know, when George gets all sentimental and drunk, and he puts Kiss from a Rose on. As does Cindy, apparently, for some reason. It's still funny, like. And yeah, they all kind of get really upset, but you know, through time, Anna, she talks to Freddie a bit, she talks to Bobby a bit, and she just goes, fuck it. I'm gonna leave a voicemail where I'm like, hello mum, it's me. The best fucking daughter you've ever had. I just, please respond. I need you. And she also sends a text, which Peter intercepts and finds, and then goes, I've got to go to Walford, me. He sounds like a bit of a roadman.
I just wish they had a dimmed room, and she was like, dude. I just wish he was doing it like the Stan video. I was like, dear Rose, I've been calling you, but you still ain't answering. Fuck it, man. What's been up? How's your life been?
Yeah.
Hit me back, your biggest fan, Gina Knight.
Anna.
My tea's gone cold. I'm wondering what I got out of bed at all. The rain clouds up my window.
Oh, that's the Elton John version.
It's not so bad. But I don't go and I got out of bed at all. Morning rain clouds up my window, and I can't see it all.
There we are. Lovely stuff. Yeah, this kind of leads on a bit more. Anna is... all the knights kind of struggle how they do. Elaine is the voice of reason, though, which is quite the fun bit, because she essentially goes, of course she's got to have questions. Her mum fucking left her. Now she got a number. Of course she's going to call it. We can't just tell her no. Of course they don't, so they let Anna do her own stuff, and this leads to Peter coming back to the square later on. But next up in the sub-stories category, we do see Phil and Alfie together. Not in a sexy way, although Freddie likes to think so. Lovely little chat where Freddie's like, oh, Alfie, have you got a woman? And then he's like, oh, is she coming up? Yes, she's coming up. And then she walks in, it's just Phil. What?
Could you imagine Phil being gay in an alternative EastEnders universe?
Would be wild. He would still have kids though. Like,
I would love it. I would love to see that.
Yeah. The alternate reality where Phil is a gay man. I like to imagine he'd be the exact same, with just like men. Like, don't change anything about him. Have him be like that gruff man's man and be like, sorry, love. I only like men. As old as me. Oh,
no, no, you did it wrong. Since he's gay, they do the stereotypical gay, where he gets a hair transplant and he has like blonde tips in his hair, like he has these big colory shirts, and he's like, hey girls, just got my nails done. Slay queen. Phil, this is not you. You don't know me, sis. This is me. I've always been this lucky. Hello.
I can't imagine.
Would you like me to clean your pipes then? Because I will gladly clean your pipe, sister.
That's just so cool. Phil is a pantomime gay. One thing Speaking of hair transplants, Ben Mitchell needs one, man. Fuck me, it's miserable looking at it. So does Martin, to be honest. A lot of characters on the square are losing their fucking hair, and it makes me sad. Get them locks flowing, boys.
It's like okay. When I see John Cena.
Yeah, it's like it's okay to just bang in some fucking stem cells into your head. Get that hair transplant done. You're all too young to be losing your hair.
There was a student in my school called Jack. He was in the main years because I was in LCA, so I'm basically kept away from the normal 5th and 6th years. Basically, his dad used to lose hair, right? So like when he turned about 16, he started losing hair. I started like getting alopecia.
Oh.
And so we used to make fun of him for balding.
I mean, if he has alopecia, it's not on.
No, I don't think he has alopecia.
If he's just balding. If he's just balding, yeah, fucking rib into him. If it's genuine fucking actual like condition. But nah, fucking balding little bastard. Baldy boy.
This is like when I see John Cena and they're like, did you see John Cena has a bald spot?
It's like, John, just wear the hat, man. Just keep the hat on, please. I know you're going to throw it to the crowd, but keep it on.
Like, I understand people don't like seeing their favourite heroes grow up. Unless it's Marvel Comics, then your heroes don't grow up, same with DC.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't mind John Cena balding. It's just when people go, it's so sad to see him bald. I'm like, yeah, he's like 45. What do you expect him to have a full-grown wig, like a big fucking puffy afro, like? Like, he's a wrestler and a Hollywood actor. Of course he's going to be balding. The stress that would cause you to be told, actually, John, the way I don't know, I don't know if you've read this story, but apparently John Cena was in a movie, and I don't know if this is true, but he was in a movie. I think it was with Amy Schumer. I'm not too sure. And there was this scene where he had to have sex.
Yeah.
But John couldn't act sex. Does that make sense? He couldn't do the acting of sex.
Yeah.
So they had to get him like a sock or a bottle, and he had to like start shagging the bottle.
Yeah. To be fair, I mean, that scene has the funny, like, that scene as John Cena play like a really like hyper masculine man who just his insults are like, yeah, I'm gonna lick your fucking balls. And it's like, John, that's gay. Just, yeah, I'm gonna fucking tongue your asshole, buddy. And it's just can't insult to save his fucking life.
I would love John Cena to be on EastEnders. There hasn't been many wrestlers in soaps, has there? Batista was in Neighbours, and I think that's
true.
About it. There was someone in Home and Away, I know there was, but I don't know who.
It may have been like either Canyon or like Adam Bomb or whatever.
I don't think there was any real wrestlers in British soaps.
I mean, yeah, there's really not much crossover between British wrestling and soaps.
Yeah, because everyone who was involved with British wrestling got Me Too, and now they're like working for DPD and they're fat as shit. Like, I can say that because they're horrible people.
True.
Like, the people are defending them.
The most interesting one... Oh, fuck. I forgot my fucking... Oh, Mortal Kombat. Yeah, there was a series of Mortal Kombat Conquest where you did have... There was a wrestler who made a guest appearances. We managed to have Meng and Wrath. That being what, Brian Clark. But yeah, that was fucking wild, man. It's always funny to see wrestlers pop up somewhere.
Wait, what were they in? Sorry?
It was in a show called Mortal Kombat Legacy. Or not Legacy, Conquest rather. It was just like early 2000s, like martial arts Mortal Kombat show. It was great fun. Hold on. How are we getting... Oh, it's because I was saying fucking Ben and Martin need air transplants.
But yeah, my favourite... I don't know what my favourite cameo is of a wrestler in a TV show. It would be a great thing to do because, like, you don't really see with football players, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You only really see with wrestlers because, like, that's that funny fake thing, isn't it? That funny fake thing. Look at that. It's with this fake thing.
I mean, yeah, it's more akin to acting than actual, like, fucking martial arts, so, you know. And to be fair, like, yeah, you can't imagine Wayne Rooney, for example, like, showing up. Or like David Beckham before he's had his voice training. Yeah. Or just Steven Gerrard, just like, yeah, you're right, mate. Steven, you're supposed to be from London. We don't slip now. It's like, Steven, that's fucking Liverpool, you shite bag. Well, I'm sorry.
That's Welsh.
No.
My favourite, and I don't know if I was just daydreaming this, but have you ever seen the show My Parents Are Aliens?
Yes.
There is an episode where the father watches WWE because it was the only promotion around, unless you include TNA.
What the fuck are we doing, son of a fucking EastEnders podcast?
Yeah, no, but hold on here. Hold on here. It's a batshit, it's a funny episode because the father's like doing wrestling moves and the daughter's like, you know that's fake, and he's fucking doing wrestling moves.
Alright, are we
We're
getting back on track? There we are. Yeah, so Phil essentially Phil also just gets himself checked over, gets his prostate checked. Like, things good. I think there was something slightly dodgy, so obviously Phil got his bloods done as well, just to make sure there was nothing up fully. It's just a nice little wholesome scenes. I do like how they're making Phil interact with more people. Like the time Phil and Honey had that lovely little, like, 1-2 punch dynamic. And obviously, now with Alfie, and Alfie even jokes at the pub, like, Phil, why don't we actually do that fishing? And Phil's like, you joking, right? I don't know, that's just Ross Kemp, isn't it?
I've seen many battles. I don't know why I'm doing Boris Johnson, but isn't Ross Kemp the fucker who was like, okay, these guys have guns, I'll take them out.
The guys are like pulling out the AK-47s. Go on, shoot me, come on. I'm Ross fucking Kemp. It's like, mate, they have AK-47s, big man. And then he like disarms them with his words. And it's like, yeah, that's real.
It reminds me so much of the Danny Dyer clip. But he was doing the football in like, about early 2000s. Because it definitely wasn't early 2010s. It definitely looks like something that was shot in the early 2000s. Or mid 2000s. Where it's like, the fucking atmosphere here. These football teams hate each other. And it's just some fat guy eating a cheeseburger. And it's like, the fucking atmosphere here is mental. These football teams hate each other. And it's just some guy eating a cheeseburger. I also love the one where he's in the car. Danny Dyer's in the car and he's like, I don't know what I'm fucking doing here. But he's like in the car and he's just rubbing his face, and he's just like, I don't know how I've gotten into this fucking mess. What am I gonna do? But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, it was just a nice little scene, I guess. That's all we need. Good stuff, lads. Good stuff. Keep up the Phil and Alfie dynamic, please. Obviously, Phil and Kat are gonna split up when she learns that Phil's been covering for Alfie, and that's how it's gonna go. But now it's going to the final sub-story, that being... Oh, fuck, I've actually just moved my page. That being... Yolande's ex, Anton, shows up. This was a lot of fun this week. Because obviously, Patrick, Yolande just settling down the start of the week. Kim and Howie are just like, guys, turn the music down. Stop fucking... If you're pumping, can you be quieter, please? Just please. We're trying to fucking sleep. All I have to hear is your fucking... I don't know, Patrick loves reggae. Just boshing out some reggae. But throughout the week, Yolande's ex, Anton, shows up and starts putting pressure on her. Like, I know what you did. But hey, we'll put the stuff in the past. We can move ahead of it. There's a fun little scene where obviously Patrick and Anton like show off, and Patrick's like, I've got tea bags in my cupboard stronger than you. Banger line, hell of a line. And yeah, it turns out that Yolande and Anton were like stole from their church. Which is kind of wild. If anywhere to steal from, probably not a church. I can't imagine the church. Unless you're stealing from the fucking Vatican. Like the fucking Pope's church. That makes sense. But like, just a random church. Like, sorry lads, that fucking... What's the little plate they fucking... The like collections plate that they do?
The donations?
Yeah. Like, how much are you really getting from fucking stealing from church?
About £1.
Like, why would you steal from church? But yeah, regardless, they are desperate. But essentially, they learn that Anton decides, you know what, I'll fess up to the church, and he confesses, but the pastor just goes, look, you paid back the money, you fucking like, you paid back the money. What else do you really want from us? And they just went, yeah, let's just forget about it. Easy. It's more good fun. Things you love to see. And there we are. That's all of the sub-stories. Do you want to move on to the next big boy? That being Eve tries to kill Kaz / Theo is sent away, but not for long.
Yeah, sure. Let's move on.
There we are. So obviously Kaz was introduced last week. Which basically she was the woman who was behind the wheel when Eve's twin sister Erica got run over and therefore died. She essentially
get knocked down, but I don't get back up again.
She comes in search for some sort of closure, but ultimately Eve, well, she never dealt with the grief, so now she's dealing with the grief. And she's not dealing too well. In the first episode, she drinks away her sorrows and feels...
Question, what year was this?
What?
That she got killed.
I don't know.
Because if it was 1997, I swear to God, they better have been playing Chumbawamba. You know. They better have been playing I Get Knocked Down and Back Up Again. Because...
just plays Boom 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 by the Venga
Boom
Boys.
Boom Boom. I want you in my... Oh, she's under my can. Damn it. Don't forget, my cousin got ran over, actually.
Okay.
But he keeps saying he went 50 feet in the air.
Listen, right, if you get run over, you can make shit up about it. You're allowed.
But he survived, the prick.
Fuck him.
Also, congratulations on your engagement. If she said yes. If she said no, dump her. He's getting engaged. He's proposing to his woman tomorrow. So yeah. Will I go to the wedding?
Oh, your mate. Okay.
My cousin.
Your cousin.
Will I go to his wedding? Maybe. And will I bring Ash? Definitely. I'll just bring. Here's my gay lover.
Yeah. Sound.
I already know what song I'm gonna play. A memory of Grandad at the wedding.
Right. Are you done?
I was gonna say the song I'm gonna play at the wedding in remember of Grandad is Jim Will Fix It.
Sound.
Because his name is Jim. So yeah, congratulations. But yeah, it depends how you get hit by a car. Because you either get the Brian Griffin ran over or you just go flying in the air. Or the Stone Cold.
I've not really thought about being run over, really.
It must be, you know what? It must have been, and I'm not comparing, but I don't know what would be worse, because I'm thinking of how people got run over in like the 1600s. But, like, I'm not saying it would be worse, but to get trampled by a horse, which is technically being run over in the 1600s, would be a lot worse than, getting run over by a car. If we're talking a steamroller, then a steamroller is definitely worse.
How about
but we're just talking a regular car. What?
How about a bulldozer?
Well, you're on the John.
Exactly.
Do you want a photo to flash up on the screen of that house?
No. But yeah, let's carry on here. Come on.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to get my point across. It depends how she got hit. Because, again, I think it would be much worse just get ran over by a horse and carriage. Because you just have two posh people laughing at you. Look at the poor man being ran over.
Yeah, there we are. Well, I don't even know where the fuck to take that. Eve gets us Ashley drunk and ends up arranging to meet Kaz, but essentially takes to a dark alley where she punches her in the face and strangles her until Stacy, Theo and Suki find her. Suki takes care of Eve whilst Theo tries to convince Kaz to go to the police. Suki bursts in and essentially goes, "Oi, you little fucking rat." The fuck do you think you're doing? But you know, Stacey, like Sookie convinces Stacey, like, yo, we all love Eve. Like, you gotta make sure she doesn't self-destruct this time. And eventually convinces Kaz to have a proper sit down, and they both open up how they felt about that night. Obviously, the realities of how much one dumb choice could just impact the rest of your life. And Eve just says how she doesn't want to see her suffer anymore. And they both agree that Kaz should leave and never come back. The good ending. Sookie asks whether to discuss Theo about him being a problem, but she believes that Stacey is gonna essentially axe Theo and just he's gone. Because essentially the tutoring, she's like, fuck me, you still tutoring for free? It's summer. What's wrong with you? And Stacey says it, and he responds to this by breaking into the house. Fuck's sake, man. Also, there's been some cheeky little spoilery type news.
Okay.
I think the due date of Lily's baby is around... Spoilers. Around the 5th of September.
Oh.
So, yeah. And it also suggests that Stacey is captured somewhere. So, Jean has to support her through labour. Which would make sense. So I can't imagine, especially considering what happens later, which I'll get into in a minute, Theo's time is definitely numbered. So I can safely rule him out as one person who doesn't die at Christmas. Theo breaking in cuts up some. Oh, sorry. Carry on. What are you saying?
Can I just say, I bloody loved how he kicked the door in. I loved it. Because, if you're a big, bulky, you're a brick shit. Another wrestling person I will throw in here. If you're built like Otis and you kick that door in, that door's coming flying off the hinges. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But since it's scrawny little Theo, he does the most softest kick to the door ever. Oh, damn it. I can't kick it. Do you know what I would have loved if he kicked the door, right?
Yeah.
But it was like an American door, and for people who are confused, American houses are not really built well. Their material is not built. If you punch an American wall,
the fucking drywall where it's just really hollow.
If you punched a wall in an American house, your fist will likely go through the wall.
Yeah.
My point I'm getting at is, if that was an American door, his foot would have went right through that door, and he would have just been like, Stacey, help, I'm stuck.
Help.
What are you doing, Theo?
The wood on the door's tickling my balls.
I was just testing the door out.
But yeah, he cuts up some of her clothes and puts frowns on Stacey, who he immediately just comforts, Stacey, you okay? As he's conveniently there. I just left my laptop bag in there. And Martin arrives and is livid that there's been a break-in, as Eve wonders if Theo has it in for her. Stacey finds herself walking around terrified, as Theo finds himself changing locks and fixing the back door. As Stacey doesn't want Martin to know any more of this, Eve tells him and wants him to look out for any shady people. Martin goes, yeah, it's Theo. Of course it's Theo. And she's like, you just don't like him. And he's just like, there's something wrong with Theo, and I'll get to the bottom of it. And meanwhile, Theo's getting cozied on up because Stacey invites him in for a cup of tea and a biscuit.
What kind? That's the real question.
Well, it's, that's how, so you can tell how well it's going. If it's bloody lovely, if they bring out some cookies, you're made. But if you're sat there with a fucking rich tea finger, it's just
Like, it depends, in my
I
opinion.
broke in for this. What's the fucking point? Could at least gotten some pink wafers.
Like, it depends, because like this is just a so British and European thing. It just depends what biscuit it is, because the right biscuit makes the tea, in my opinion. The biscuit is the sole part of the tea. Like, the tea itself is delicious. But if you add a biscuit, that makes it. So it just depends, because if it's like a chocolate digestive, it's alright, but it's not your first option, is it? Like, the chocolate digestive is there
I don't
when
know,
you...
man.
Yeah, well, like, everyone loves a chocolate digestive, but if you had a chocolate digestive or cookies, or for me, my weakness, shortbread cookies, what would you choose? I choose
Yeah,
the
that is
shortbread
true. The
cookies.
shortbread cookies are... It's a no contest, mate. You can't just pull out the shortbread cookies out of nowhere.
Well, alright, compare chocolate digestives to, like, digestives. You go for chocolate digestives. I hope you're alright.
No, it's just this is the state of our podcast now. Who needs actual EastEnders coverage when you've got what's your favourite biscuit?
What is your favourite
Shortbread's
biscuit, then?
different though. Like, I don't even count shortbread as a biscuit because shortbread's just too fucking good. Like, shortbread's extra. Like, you get shortbread, like those little fucking tins of shortbread in all like individual wrappers, and you're just like, oh, that's different. All right, yeah. I'm not buying shortbread every week. If I did that, I'd be fucking triple the size. But you know, I'm fairly basic.
Give me a second, because I did make shortbread. Like when I was in school.
Oh.
Yeah, I can make shortbread.
Oh, sick. Well, yeah,
like, if you cook me food,
that's your job. You bake the shortbread. I'll make the food. Easy.
Exactly. Now I'm a bit rusty, but I can make shortbread. I'll just need to pull up the ingredient list that I used in school.
Yeah. Or just look for new one.
Yeah, but I'll probably go with the school one since I'm most familiar with that. Yeah, my teacher said I made the most loveliest shortbread in the class.
Nice.
I was the only one who made shortbread. I made it so sweet.
Fuck's sake.
Where is it?
Oh. You can't drop that last bit. I made the best shortbread in class. Nobody else made shortbread. Oh. Mate, give that teacher a fucking raise. That's incredible.
Another story about that, about my home ec teacher. Another story about her is... Oh, where the fuck is this? I'm looking for it, don't worry. Another story about this lady is so there used to be kids, of course, in the school. So she'd be like, just call her Erica. She'd be like, Erica, what the fuck does she not bring ingredients? She'd give out to all the students. She comes to me and is like, so Piggy, you didn't bring your ingredients in? No. Oh, that's alright. See ya. She wouldn't give out to me.
I mean, you are a bit mental, like.
I am.
I wouldn't. I'll barely give out to you. Nah, just kidding. It's every day. What the fuck have you watched EastEnders today, Piggy? What? Well, we're not even doing the podcast today. Well, that's not the point. See, the silence means it's true. Any other funny anecdotes?
Why the fuck can I not find this?
What are you trying to find?
I'm trying... Hold on, I'm just gonna scroll. I'm trying to find the shortbread I made. I have a photo, but I'm trying to find it.
I mean, if I have any memory of when I made shit in, like, food, I was never the fucker who, like, burnt the food, because I'm not a dumbass. Like, there are some people who are so not used to, like, cook it. They managed to burn toast in the oven. And it's like, just take it out, man. Just take it out of the fucking oven. No, they said wait 5 minutes. Like, it's done. But, you know, I was okay, but all of my food just looked like hot garbage. Because we know me. I'm not very, unless I can make something with fucking shapes and, like, presets, it's just gonna be garbage, so.
I have found a photo, and this was when it was packed. I think I've copied that message. I have.
Time to show the Discord and cut out the video of the man hitting a ping pong ball with his bobby. Oh, look bloody lovely. Somehow this gets a picture on the screen.
I make lovely shortbread. The only one to make shortbread in class. I was one of the best cooks apparently, in my LCA class. Apparently, I didn't contribute to pizza night though, because I was just waiting for Spider-Man No Way Home to come out.
Fair. Yeah, that's you learn something new every day. Piggy makes the best shortbread in class. Out of no one. Oh, but yeah, there we are. Stacey and Theo have a cheeky little cup of tea and a biscuit. I think Theo will be absolutely like fucking beaming with this. Like, yeah, we're making steps forward. Yeah. Eat my fucking pink wafer, Stacey. Why
would he have a key himself? Because surely that would make it very obvious that he's the stalker.
Yeah, but he could just say that he still has it because he never got to give Lily it some shit. Like nobody knows he has a key. And like
when he sneaks in.
Well, I think it's a thing that he's changed the locks, and only he really has the new keys. Yeah,
but right, my take on this is he's gonna like sneak in at 12 o'clock while Stacey's sleeping. He's gonna be like, now, Stacey, stay sleeping. That's a good girl. That's a lovely girl. You breathe so nicely when you sleep.
Oh Jesus!
He'll be like, whoa, mate, whoa.
At least it's not as degenerate as I thought it was gonna go. But yeah, save that for post Watershed 18+.
What, really? It goes in and he starts diddling, or like in a sleep?
No. He just starts working the hose.
What do you mean working? Cranking it?
Cranking the nozzle.
Or he goes in. While
swinging the bull rope.
Or he goes in post water tread and he just picks up the underwear. Like, oh no, that's jeans. No.
Mate, this podcast is so unreasonable.
Then he picks up another pair. Oh no, that's Harvey's. No, fuck. Harvey.
Just fucking. Oh, there's someone throwing up. No, go back to bed. There we are.
Cheese. Kind of cheese off this underwear. Who could it be? Oh.
Just disgusting, isn't it?
He just crawls up into a ball. You've never seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Rocking back and forth.
Yeah, where he's just crying in the shower like. And like Stacey's like, okay, who's been stealing our underwear? This is not nice.
But there we are. Theo is gonna do some dodgy stuff soon. He's probably gonna lock Stacey in the house alone and not let her leave until she loves him like he loves her. And yeah, there will be yet to see. But let's head into the final topic of the show, that being Peter Beale is back. So the setup to a lot of Peter's stuff is a lot more fun this week, because basically they realised that, yo, we have the original actor back and he's old now. Like, holy shit, this is so good. So obviously Bobby's been trying to get a hold of Peter, as it's revealed that Kathy's put up the chippy for sale. He then essentially goes, listen, alright Peter, it's your fucking fault that we're in this mess. You sort it out. Excuse me, sorry. Anna leaves a text and a voicemail on Cindy's phone. Peter finds out after Ian finally tells him that he has 2 sisters he knows nothing about. Peter says he won't tell Cindy, but he's going back to Walford tonight. And in the second episode of the week, Peter arrives and shows his face in the pub, seeing the 2 sisters he's never had. He's going about it a bit of the wrong way. He's a little bit creepy.
Yeah. Like, I mentioned this to my dad. Well, wouldn't you be a bit weirded out if, like, you are packing up, you're packing in the night, you know, you're putting away the glasses to wash them, and you just see this blonde-haired man staring at you, like Theo Hawthorne staring at Stacey. Like, I understand where they're going with, but I'd be like, mate, what the fuck are you staring at? Like,
yeah, mate, we're closed. Fuck off. It's...
I want to fucking get to bed, like, fuck off. And he's staring. Like, I understand they don't go with the, I'm your brother. Ugh. Like, I know they don't go with that.
It's just a thing that they just can't really... Well, it's just... The issue is he just can't do it yet, can he? Like, he wants to do it, but if he does, it, like, then reveals that Cindy's alive and isn't who she says she was. And now suddenly... You know, it's just... He agreed that he wouldn't tell her. Or wouldn't tell them. Or Cindy, for that matter. So, you know. But yeah, how else does it go? The night after, Peter finds himself staying on Bobby's sofa. Fucking Bobby thinks it's a burglar, grabs the first thing he can find, a banana. Fucking lovely. He tries to make up for his mistakes and like kind of brags like, yeah, we'll rebuild the pit, we'll rebuild the chippy, Bobby. But when he actually goes outside, he finds himself running into a lot of the problems he caused before he left. He upsets Bobby, he runs back into Ben, and talks with his sisters. Peter tries to warn Bobby off going for Anna, but it works in the exact opposite way as it spurs him on to make a move. Bobby stumbles over his words trying to explain that he wants to be more than friends, but then simply leans in, gives her a smooch, they share a kiss, and that's where the thumbnail's from, as Peter's like, ooh.
What? Why is he freaked out?
Well, it's because they're trying to make it weird that Bobby's with Peter's sister.
But it's not.
But it's not. And I said, well, we'll get slightly more into it as obviously Peter starts talking to Gina. They have a bit of like a nice bond, and you know they talk about it. But Peter somehow like says like, oh yeah, Gina's like, oh, do you want to talk in private? And he's like, yeah. And then it's like, Peter, you know what that means. But you know, she gets the wrong idea, gets carried away, like takes his hand, thinking it's fucking go time, boys. It's Pump Town, baby. But he shouts no, glasses smash, and Peter immediately gets thrown out. Which, you know, Peter and Gina would be fucking weird, as they are they are like siblings. They are genuine siblings. They are blood-related siblings. It's really funny. Like, I don't understand why the whole angle is that, like, you know, we should be talking about the fact that Peter and Gina would definitely be very wrong and very weird. But instead it's a big thing about Anna and Bobby, who aren't related whatsoever. Like, Cindy has nothing to do with Bobby, and neither does George, and Ian's the only one who's actually related to Bobby, and he's not related to, you know, like, I guess if Ian and Cindy, no, it still doesn't work. It doesn't work. There's no relation there. I
guess if Cindy marries Ian again, that means then wouldn't that make
I think
Anna
they would become stepsisters.
Stepsister and brother?
But like they aren't related by blood. Which is the key point. And essentially, after the trouble Peter has caused, he gets a cold shoulder from everyone, where Bobby just says, like, you should probably just go. Peter apologizes to him and also has a serious chat with Ben, where he doesn't necessarily say, look, Kathy chose me over you because I was raped, but Kathy chose me over you because I was raped. So they actually, like, they make like a... They make peace, rather. The feud's dead. They're no longer at each other's throats. He also apologizes for Gina for kind of misleading her. And he says, like, oh, yeah, there was a spark, but obviously that's like a sibling thing rather than a, like, relationship thing. Bobby finds some letters on the floor, which are Peter's scribblings, which are plans for the chippy, proving that Peter is trying. And Peter says he will stay, as Bobby is happy that they've, like, started over. But in the final scenes of the episode, Ian doesn't find Cindy in the house and realizes that the passport is gone. Cindy Beale is in England, and on Monday, she's going to be right back in Walford.
Hold on. One thing I have realised is that Kathy is going to be in the house when Cindy comes in, right?
Yeah.
So how come Kathy doesn't see Cindy on her way home?
Well, Kathy's in Greece.
Yeah.
And Cindy's gone through the Eurostar, which is the, like, tunnel under the sea.
Oh, right.
Or whatever, I don't know. It's just the channel. It's just gone across the channel. So, but I mean, I think there was also suggested that I don't know if Kathy's going to be there just yet. I think they said that Rocky caught COVID, so he's going to be there. So he's going to, like, not be there just yet.
Like the actor did, or Rocky?
No, like in storyline.
Alright.
So yeah, and there we are. Cindy's back. Not quite in the square yet. That's obviously setting us up for next week, which, as we have been talking about briefly, I don't know why we talked about it on the fucking Classic podcast, because the Classic podcast gets released like a week in advance, or like gets recorded like a week in advance. But we will be doing the, like, if the episode comes out like at like 6 in the morning, we'll record our reactions to the episode. There'll also be a video talking about the episode and what happened in it. And I don't know if there'll be a live stream. I highly doubt it. But yeah, just usual 4 episodes at least of videos on the channel as we cover Cindy and Ian's return to the square. To be fair, I thought about making a video kind of essentially clarifying that the Ian we're going to see when he comes back has got to be significantly different from the 2019 Ian. But I also haven't thought about that idea from earlier. But just, I've seen a lot of people being like, fucking hell, I don't want to see Ian back. And it's like, what? How? How would you not want to see Ian back? Ian's soap royalty. But yeah. What do you reckon? Are you excited for next week, Piggy?
Yeah, I am. I would have... Could you imagine if she fell off the train?
Oh, Jesus.
Like, she misses the step. And they were like, yeah, redo. So how does she get to Walford?
Just train, innit?
Yeah, but we can't go to Walford.
Well, We just don't know where it is in London.
Go on to tell us.
Tell us exactly where it is. Right now.
Why don't they let us go on set? I want to go on set.
It would be quite cool. It would be quite surreal, really. Would be fun. I mean, Coronation Street's doing a bunch of like tours, which are kind of cool. But I don't know. I feel like I'm not really the crowd to go on these like sightseeing things. So I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Like, oh, everyone taking pictures? Nah, I'll remember it. But yeah, there we are. Any other thoughts, Piggy? Any other exciting things? You excited for 4 days of episodes?
3 for me.
True.
On it, we
3 days of episodes.
Well, we actually haven't discussed whether I'll be there. We haven't discussed whether or not I will be recording a video on Monday when I get back from England.
True. But we can do that off the podcast.
We can.
But, I mean, regardless, there will be a video on Monday, regardless. May involve Piggy, may not involve Piggy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
there we are.
So without further ado, let's get into the aftermath. Let's get into the awards, and let's get into our final thoughts.
There we are. We are right on here. Final thoughts. It's unlike the other podcasts because we do the final thoughts first. Piggy, even though your tooth's been in agony, how did you find the week of EastEnders, mate?
Good. I don't like how they're like part 1 and part 2. I'm like, just please don't say part 1 and part 2. Just make it an hour-long episode.
Well, no. It's the thing is that the schedule got changed, so.
Wait, so is it going to be like that?
They had to release it in 2 parts. They released 2 on Tuesday and 2 on Thursday. But how they released it, they also just released it like one a day when it would have been aired. So yeah, no, it's just like because I think there's some like athletics thing going on. That's why the schedule's been a bit fucky.
Is it going to be like that next week?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. My thoughts, just like the shit I was having in Whitewater, where it wanted to come out but it wouldn't come out, and you had to sit there and force it out while the other lad beside me was moaning, I think. I enjoyed this week. Obviously, how I watched this week, I watched Monday and Tuesdays I watched Tuesdays and Tuesdays on Thursday, and I watched them when I got back from sorting out my SIM card and getting a headband. I then watched the other 2 episodes on Thursday and Thursday with Ferg. Well, Ferg didn't watch them. We were talking about the pay-per-view we're going to, which is all in. And we essentially, that's why I couldn't hear some. So, like, I probably missed, like, Alfie saying what his favourite chocolate bar is, and Phil saying how much he loves the gays. Like, I probably missed something like that. But, overall, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I love how I was expecting a fight between Eve and the lady, Kaz. Yeah. But, like, she just hit her a punch.
I mean, she punched her and strangled her.
Yeah, well, you could have just started thumping. Just start fucking walloping on her face. Dude, it wouldn't work because he's not that size. But have you ever seen the Kingpin from Spider-Man and Daredevil? Have you?
No.
Hold on, I'll get an image of the Kingpin. Because all I'm saying is, if she looked like the Kingpin... Give me a second. If she looked like the Kingpin, and she started hitting her, I'd be scared.
But yeah, I honestly, this week I think it was pretty good. It's been the first week in a while that I've genuinely sat down and been like looking forward to it.
There's Kingpin. There's Kingpin.
But like as a whole, sound, yeah, no. But yeah, it was a good week. It was a decent week. I had great fun with it. There was a lot of nice stuff. I still am really excited to see Peter on the square. I do hope that once he's fully introduced, like, basically, if the Beales don't have a very big, strong first Christmas back, like, just pull the fucking plug. Like, there's no point anymore. Obviously, I'm not gonna be all fucking... I'm trying to not turn this into another time where I get fucking upset at the fucking, like, subreddits. But, man alive, are you such boring, useless bastards?
Go on.
Fucking... I just hate seeing every single time slightly new characters brought in or someone's brought back. And then within like 3 episodes, people are just like, I fucking hate this. This is fucking garbage. I can't watch this shite, man. I can't watch this fucking shite, Piggy. He's fucking garbage, he is. It's like, how many episodes have you seen? Well, I've only seen 1. So, yeah, of course. That's the whole fucking point. You don't fucking bring someone back to just go, oh yeah, they're back. You go, holy fuck, they're back. They fucking cause problems. There's been 2 fights. Holy shit, this has been fucking cool. But, fuck me, do they just completely jump the boat and instead of actually giving it a bit of fucking time, a bit of breathing room, you let that shit sit. You know, you fucking... You let your nice little drink with all the ice cubes, like, in it, like fucking melts, and they have a nice, like, cold fucking beverage. They don't wait for that. They fucking drink it when it's half ice cubes and just like, why is it not cold yet? It's like, because you haven't given it the fucking time it needs, you fucking idiots. Just please. Just please, for fuck's sake. Give these storylines time. Give these characters time. Because what a surprise. You like fucking Anna now. You like Elaine now. Fucking Elaine, like, has some hardship. You're going to be like, no. No, what do you mean? But instead, you simply just complain because, oh, that's just, they're just too garbage. Like, yeah, but they're not supposed to be good yet. The amount of soap characters that stay the exact same as when they were brought in are characters that just haven't really been fucking worked on. Most characters get brought in with a massive edge. It's really prickly, it's really sharp, and you're like, oh, fucking hell, best not touch that. So you just watch. You just watch and you see it build. But slowly through time, this edge gets sanded down. It becomes blunt. It's no longer as fierce as it was. But now you give a fuck because they're one of your favourite characters. Oh, sorry, it just happens so much. I just can't be fucked to deal with it anymore. Like, you know, and some characters are always garbage. Vi Highway is garbage. Fucking shit. You know. But all of the night, except, and also, just because, like, basically, the last entrance I remember was George Knight, and George Knight obviously had the fucking red carpet rolled out for him. He was mates with everyone, everybody liked him, he was fucking cool, and that's what he was presented, so that's what people thought. Now Elaine, bit more frosty, bit different, doesn't really, is a bit more like fierce. But you're telling me if she was just some fucking bland bitch in the corner, people would actually make up any fuss for him? Of course not. She's come attached to 2 characters. One, Linda, who's pretty near and dear to the show's heart, whether people like it or not. And then George, who's this really cool guy who's fucking cool. Like, oh. It just happens so often. Like, most people who watch soap have watched soap for years. It's what they do with everyone. They bring everyone on like this. Who's one of the most popular characters in Coronation Street? It's fucking Daisy. Who was brought in to be a massive bitch. Massive knobhead. Out for herself. What a surprise. She got given the biggest storyline in the next year. And then absolutely knocked it out the fucking park. Like, fuck me. Oh. There you go. That was my lovely little rant. It's just, lads, just give it time, please. Like, Cindy's gonna come back and everyone's gonna be like, I don't actually know what Cindy's like, but I think she's a fucking bitch. It's like, yeah, of course she is. She's fucking Cindy Beale. She doesn't fart and it smells like fucking roses. There we are. Right. That felt good. That felt like a therapy session, Piggy. It feels good to talk, mate. It feels good to talk.
I just wanted to show you the funny Kingpin figure with his small little head.
It was a good week, though. It was a banging week. I really enjoyed it. Contrary to my rant. Oh, good lord. But yeah, not final thoughts. The awards show, Piggy. We have a bit more on this one. We have underrated. We have the Steve Blackman Award. And we have Who Needs Slapping Down. We may have had another one in there at some point, but I don't remember it. So, Piggy. Who is the Steve Blackman Award recipient of week 34?
Thinking about this. Do you know that tray that Cindy brought the food out on?
Sound.
Yep, that's it.
The award's so garbage. This award's so garbage.
We're keeping the award going into next year. I don't care.
It's so bad. And so obviously he doesn't know the name. Steve Blackman was a very wooden professional wrestler who, like, had this, like, anti-charisma that went the other way, that it becomes, like, really entertaining. Because they're so fucking boring. It's wild. I see it as, like, I don't know, it's funny. Who the fuck gets it? I think Peter at trying to hold a secret, because he was really shit at it. He was so bad at actually trying to keep this fucking secret. He nearly blurted out so many times. And he just kind of like, he's smiling because he knows more than everyone else, but nobody else knows, so you just look like a fucking weirdo. Who's underrated though, Piggy?
Thinking, give me a second. Ian Beale's glasses.
Do you want to try that again?
Okay, fine. I'm going for George Knife.
Fair enough. He didn't do much, but he did some decent stuff. I'm going to give it to Gina. I think Gina's been playing an absolute blinder. I think she's really interesting and was probably going to be the more interesting Night Sister. I think there's a lot more like grief and trauma there hidden. And there's probably going to be a fair amount of like addiction struggling, because obviously she's got a cocaine problem. Like, I think she's been one of the more endearing characters. Like, often she genuinely just lets people in and has like a proper conversation. Like when her and Peter were talking about, you know, like losing a parent, you know. And obviously Peter wants like really, really bad to just be like, yo, your mum's fine. She's actually my mum. But yeah, there we are. Gina Knight. Also just Bobby Boo. Getting that fucking smooch. Lovely
Bobby
little
B.
adorable cute pair. Which I need. I need in soaps. I'm not going to make it my entire identity. Because I'm not a fucking loser. I'm not a child who can only cling on to one couple. Like, you...
So, you mental strippers. Did you, by the way, see that your mum was shipping Bernie and Anna?
I did.
Why? Why? I think I've nothing left in this world.
Oh, mate, just Justin. Apparently, there is going to be a new series of Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Fuck off. You
and
can have that
then somebody obviously did the famous clip of like, no, you're joking. Not another one? Yeah. Oh, love it. Love it. But yeah, final award, that is Who Needs Slapping Down. Piggy this week. Who?
Ian Beale.
Yeah. But other than that, guys.
Guys,
what do you mean?
Guys, I don't know if you've known this, but I've just had a heart attack. Guys, I know you want to eat your lunch, but I've just had a heart attack. Guys, I know you want to sleep, but I've had a heart attack. Look, Peter, I know you're trying to have a shift, but I've just had a heart attack. Cindy, I know you want to drink your water, but I've just had a heart attack. Cindy, I know you want to mop the floor, had a heart attack. Cindy, I know you want to get rid of me, but I had a heart attack.
Yeah, Ian he's still a bit of a weasel, isn't he? Because, like, why does he want Cindy not to go back? She doesn't want her to find George and her daughters. Because he feels like he's going to get pushed out. And he will. I think Cindy and Ian will be together for the long run, but I do think that Cindy's going to be like, oh, fuck me. Hello, George. I mean, you know, like, we can clearly tell that there's a lot of unresolved feelings there. On both sides. So I just think it's going to be interesting to watch. I do think Cindy... Basically, if it is Dean that gets killed, I do think Cindy will play a really massive part in, like, unweaving the fucking... like, causing all the problems. But yeah, there we are. Another edition of Watching Walford. Brought to you by myself, Ash, and Piggy.
Bonjour, you want me to do the outro?
Nah, I got this.
I got it, don't worry.
Alright.
Don't steal this from me. So, I hope you guys enjoy. You've all been lovely. You keep subscribing. And you know, we love you. And
I love you. I love me.
And I'm gonna just to dedicate it to Cindy Beale. I'm gonna sing A Kiss from a Rose in my best Elton John impression. So follow us on Twitch at Watching Walford, Instagram at Watching Walford, and Twitter /X at Watching Walford, and subscribe to us on YouTube at Watching Walford. So are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
There used to be a grace. Why the fuck is the meatloaf? There used to be a raving tower alone on the sea. But you became the light on the dark side of me. Love remained a drug that's the high and not the pill. But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can be seen? Baby, Oh, baby, baby, baby. I can bear you so I kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh,
I don't know why, it
the
sounds
more,
like fucking Richard Nixon. Kiss
the
from a
more,
rose.
the more I get of you, baby, the stranger
I'm
it
not a
feels.
crook. This is fucking...
And
Alright,
now,
thank you for watching
and
the
now that the
podcast.
rose is in bloom, I lie hits the gloom on the grave.
Baby!